The sound slices through the silence of the pre-dawn dark. For 99% of men, this is not a wake-up call. It is the sound of their first defeat of the day. It is the starting pistol for a negotiation they are biologically programmed to lose. The moment that piercing electronic tone invades the sanctity of sleep, the trial begins. The prosecutor is your ambition, the part of you that set the alarm with grand intentions the night before. But the defense attorney, that is a far more seductive, more ancient, and more powerful voice. It is the voice of your own weakness, whispering from the warm, safe cocoon of your blankets. It doesn't shout. It reasons. It pleads. It offers a bargain that sounds too good to be true, because it is. Just 5 more minutes, it says. You deserve it. The world can wait. The battle can wait. Your potential can wait. And in that moment of groggy vulnerability, you believe it. You reach out a hand, not to greet the day, but to silence it. You press the snooze button. And with that one, simple, seemingly insignificant action, the day is lost before it has even truly begun. You have just signed a treaty with mediocrity. You have chosen the temporary, fleeting comfort of the blanket over the permanent, compounding strength of discipline. You have told your subconscious mind that your feelings are more important than your commitments, that your word, even to yourself, is negotiable. This is not a small transaction. It is a fundamental declaration of who you are. Every time you surrender to that siren song of slumber, you are not just stealing a few extra minutes of rest. You are reinforcing a neural pathway. You are practicing the art of quitting. You are rehearsing the act of breaking a promise. You are building a character, brick by agonizing brick, of a man who cannot be trusted with his own intentions. And this single, initial act of self-betrayal creates a cascade, a domino effect of weakness that will ripple through your entire day. The difficult phone call will be postponed. The workout will be shortened. The unhealthy food choice will be rationalized. It all started with that first, pathetic plea for 5 more minutes. Now, imagine a different reality. The same sound at the same hour cuts through the same darkness, but it is heard by a different man, the 1% man. For him, the alarm is not the start of a negotiation. There is nothing to debate. It is a command. It is the trumpet blast, signaling the start of a campaign he has already willed himself to win. His eyes open. There is no internal monologue, no bargaining, no hesitation. His movement is automatic, precise, and immediate. He rises, not because he feels rested, not because he is motivated, not because he is a machine devoid of the desire for comfort. He rises for one reason, and one reason only, because he decided to. The battle was not won in that moment of waking. That is the great illusion under which the 99% operate. The battle was won the night before, when he set his intention with the cold, hard finality of a military order. The alarm is merely the signal to execute a pre-approved command. His mind does not have veto power in the morning, because the decision was already made by a higher authority, his disciplined will. His day begins with a victory, a clean, decisive, and empowering conquest over his own lesser nature. While you begin your day with a surrender, he begins his on the offensive. While you are wrapped in the warmth of your failure, his feet are already on the cold, hard floor of reality, moving toward his purpose. 2 men, 1 sound, 2 completely different worlds. And the gap between them is not a matter of luck or talent. It is a matter of that first choice, made in the dark when no one else is watching. You tell yourself the lie, the one whispered, in the deceptive warmth of the sheets. quote zero. It sounds so reasonable, so logical, a strategic retreat to gather strength for the day ahead. You frame it as an act of self-care, a wise investment in your own energy reserves. But this is the most dangerous illusion you will entertain all day. This is the trap. The reality is that with every press of that snooze button, you are not resting. You are training. You are actively, meticulously, programming your subconscious mind to subordinate commitment to comfort. You are teaching the deepest parts of your brain a simple, devastating lesson. Your word means nothing. Your decisions are negotiable. Your ambition is a cheap commodity to be traded for a few fleeting moments of counterfeit peace. Think of your mind as a landscape. Every morning, you stand at a fork in the road. One path is clear, direct, and leads up a steep incline toward the summit of your potential. The other is a well-worn, comfortable, downward-sloping path back to the familiar valley of mediocrity. Each time you choose the snooze button, you are not just taking the easy path for a day. You are a laborer, paving that road, making it wider, smoother, and easier to travel tomorrow. You are carving the neural pathways of a weak man. You are reinforcing the synaptic connections that fire when faced with discomfort, teaching them to seek retreat as the default response. You think you are fighting for rest, but you are surrendering your will. You are not preserving energy. You are draining your discipline, the only resource that truly matters. This discipline is not an abstract concept. It is a finite well of psychological fuel. Every single decision you make throughout the day draws from it. The decision to make the cold call. The decision to go to the gym when you are tired. The decision to have the difficult conversation. The decision to resist temptation. Your morning negotiation is the first and most significant withdrawal from this account. By starting your day with a debate you are guaranteed to lose, you are starting with a deficit. You are draining the tank before the race has even begun. Each negotiated minute in bed is a direct deposit into the account of a lesser man, a man you swore you would never become. The interest on this account compounds daily, and the currency is regret. The most insidious part of this self-betrayal is what it does to your identity. Your sense of self is not built on what you think or what you say. It is forged in the fire of what you do, especially when no one is watching. The first promise of every day is the one you make to yourself the night before. The promise sealed by setting that alarm. When you break that promise, you are not just failing to wake up. You are providing your own subconscious with irrefutable evidence that you cannot be trusted. You are building a man, brick by brick, whose foundation is unreliable. How can you possibly build an empire if the architect of your own life breaks his first contract every single morning? The world will only ever trust you to the degree that you trust yourself. And your self-trust begins or ends in the silent darkness of your bedroom, in that sacred moment when the alarm sounds and you are faced with the man you are versus the man you could be. This is not about sleep. It never was. It is about authority. Your authority over the one thing you are supposed to have absolute control over: yourself. This feeling of self-betrayal, this slow erosion of your own authority, might feel like a uniquely modern problem, a weakness born from the comfort of our heated homes and soft mattresses. But you are not the first man to fight this war. You are not the first to hear the siren song of warmth and comfort calling you back from your duty. The battlefield may have changed, but the enemy has remained exactly the same for over 2,000 years. And the strategy to defeat it was perfected long ago, not in a laboratory, but in the cold, pre-dawn tent of the most powerful man on earth. Imagine for a moment, the year is 172 AD. You are on the northern frontier of the Roman Empire, near the Danube River. The air is frigid. The fate of civilization rests on your shoulders. You are the Emperor, Marcus Aurelius. You are not a theorist. You are a commander. You command legions. You dictate laws that govern millions. You face constant threats of plague, of barbarian invasion, of betrayal from those closest to you. The weight of the world is a physical pressure on your chest. And yet, every single morning, as the first gray light of dawn touches your tent, you face the exact same enemy you do. The desire to remain under the blankets. This man, this philosopher king, did not have the luxury of self-deception. He couldn't afford to begin his day with a surrender, because a single lost day could mean a lost battle, a lost province, a lost empire. So he forged a weapon, a mental protocol so powerful, it has echoed through the centuries. He recorded it in his private journal, not for us, but for himself. A command from his higher self to his lower self. He wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do? Or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm?" Let those words sink in. This is not a gentle suggestion. It is a declaration of war against the weaker part of your nature. Analyze the command. First, he reframes the entire purpose of waking. It is not to go to a job. It is to go to work as a human being. It is to fulfill your fundamental nature, your very reason for existence. It elevates the act from a chore to a sacred duty. Second, he confronts the complaint before it can even form. What do I have to complain of? It is an immediate invalidation of your excuses. It exposes the pathetic nature of prioritizing minor discomfort over major purpose. Finally, he delivers the killing blow. Is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm? This question is designed to trigger a sense of shame, not a toxic, debilitating shame, but a clarifying, motivating shame. It forces you to see the absurdity of your position. A creature of immense potential, capable of reason and action, choosing the life of a hibernating animal. This is the Stoic Law of Authority. Your mind contains both the emperor and the legionary. The rational, disciplined part of you is the emperor. The comfort-seeking, emotional, lazy part of you is the soldier. There is no negotiation between the emperor and his soldier. There is only the command and the execution. Every time you hit snooze, you are staging a mutiny against your own leadership. You are teaching the soldier that the emperor's commands are optional. Marcus Aurelius understood that if he could not command his own limbs to leave a warm bed, how could he possibly command an army to hold the line against a barbarian horde? He knew, with absolute certainty, that how you leave your bed determines in every way how you will meet the world. His first victory, every single day, was against himself. And from that first victory, all others became possible. This ancient wisdom is not a historical curiosity. It is the blueprint. It is the mental armor you have been missing. Your morning is no longer a matter of feeling. It is a matter of protocol. The emperor did not consult his emotions before defending the empire, and you will not consult yours before conquering your day. Feelings are fickle, fleeting, and unreliable. Protocol is permanent. It is the steel framework upon which a life of discipline is built. The 1% man executes a non-negotiable sequence, an armor plating of the mind that begins the moment he wakes. This is your new reality. First, the preemptive strike. The battle is won the night before. You will set one alarm, only one. You will place it on the other side of the room. This simple act of environmental design makes negotiation impossible. It forces a physical commitment. There is no snooze button in this war, because the snooze button is a white flag. It is a tool of surrender designed for the weak. By removing the option, you remove the debate. You engineer your own victory. Second, the 5-second war. The moment the alarm sounds, a countdown begins in your mind. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Execute. Your feet must be on the floor before you reach 0. This is not a gimmick. It is a metacognitive tool to bypass the brain's natural resistance to effort. In those 5 seconds, you act before the weaker, comfort-seeking part of your mind can formulate an argument. Action must precede feeling. You do not wait to feel ready. You get up, and readiness follows. Third, the hydration protocol. You will immediately consume 1 full glass of water, waiting by your alarm. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is dehydrated. This is not just about physical health. It is a symbolic act. You are servicing the machine. You are honoring the vessel that carries your ambition. It is the first conscious act of self-mastery for the day, a simple, primal signal to your body that a new command structure is in place. Fourth, the physical ignition. Immediately following hydration, you will perform 100 push-ups, or 100 squats, or 100 burpees. The specific exercise is less important than the execution. This is a non-negotiable shock to the system. It flushes the body with endorphins and oxygen, violently expelling lethargy. It is a declaration of physical authority over the inertia of sleep. You are proving to yourself, through action, that you are a creature of will, not a creature of comfort. Fifth, cold exposure. You will step into a cold shower for a minimum of 60 seconds. This is the crucible. This is where you forge resilience. The shock of the cold is a controlled stressor. By willingly enduring it, you are training your nervous system to remain calm under pressure. You are teaching your body, on a cellular level, that your will is its master, not its servant. Every second under that cold water dissolves a piece of the man who quits. Sixth, the mind fortress. For the first hour of your day, your phone remains untouched. It is a weapon of mass distraction. Your mind, upon waking, is in its most impressionable state. To check your phone is to allow the chaos, the demands, and the anxieties of the world to colonize your consciousness before you have even fortified it. Your mind is sovereign territory. You will not allow it to be invaded. This first hour is for you and you alone. Seventh, the daily ledger. You will open a journal. You will write 1 sentence declaring what you will not yield to today. I will not yield to procrastination. I will not yield to negative self-talk. Then, you will write 1 sentence defining your primary objective. This is your mission briefing. It provides clarity and a singular focus for the day's campaign. Eighth, contemplatio mortis. You will spend 60 seconds contemplating your own mortality. This is not morbid. It is the ultimate clarifier. Remember that you will die. This finite timeline erases the trivial. It burns away the petty anxieties and the fear of judgment. It focuses the mind with the fierce urgency of now. Finally, the uniform. Your clothes are to be laid out the night before. Another decision removed. Decision fatigue is a real enemy of discipline. By automating the mundane, you conserve your finite willpower for the battles that truly matter. You are not choosing an outfit. You are reporting for duty. You have been given the protocol, the 8 steps of execution, the mental armor you will don in the quiet dark while the rest of the world sleeps. But a strategy is nothing more than ink on paper until it is forged in the fires of action. A plan is a ghost until it is given a body through disciplined execution. This is where theory ends and life begins. And this is the final command. You have 24 hours. Less now. The clock is ticking. Not towards another morning, but towards a decision that will echo through every subsequent moment of your existence. Tomorrow morning, when that alarm sounds, it is not a suggestion. It is not an invitation to a debate. It is your signal to execute. There is no other option. There is no tomorrow, after tomorrow. This is the lie that has kept you in chains. The comforting whisper that you can start your new life on a more convenient day. A Monday. The first of the month. The new year. These are all illusions, mirages in the desert of your mediocrity, designed to keep you crawling towards a future that never arrives. The line in the sand is not drawn by the calendar. It is drawn by a single, conscious act of will. That line is now, this moment. The decision you make tonight and execute at dawn is the only thing that is real. It is the dividing line between the man you are, the man who negotiates with his alarm clock, who bargains for 5 more minutes of pathetic comfort, and the man you were born to be. The man who commands his morning and therefore commands his life. Your weakness dies at dawn. Let that sink into your very bones. The part of you that hesitates, that doubts, that seeks the easy path. It has a lifespan, and its expiration is tomorrow's sunrise. When your feet hit the floor in that 5-second window, you are not just getting out of bed. You are performing an exorcism. You are casting out the spirit of procrastination. With every drop of cold water that hits your skin, you are washing away the residue of a lifetime of broken promises to yourself. With every push-up, you are building not just muscle, but a new identity, one that thrives on resistance. You must understand, this is not about feeling motivated. Motivation is a fickle and unreliable mistress. This is about building a system that makes motivation irrelevant. It is about an unbreakable contract with yourself. And like any contract, it must be signed. It must be declared. This is not just for you. It is a signal to the universe and to the deepest parts of your own subconscious mind that the terms have changed. The old lease on your life has expired. So now you will perform the final step of this protocol. Below this transmission, in the space provided, you will write the affirmation. It is your signature on this new contract. It is the first volley in your war against the lesser self. The phrase is, victory at dawn. Do not just think it. Do not just nod your head. You must take the physical action of typing those words. Each letter is a hammer blow against the prison bars of your old habits. By writing it, you make it real. You make a public declaration, joining a legion of others who have made the same choice. You are signaling that you have received this command and that you will, without fail, execute. This is your covenant. There is no turning back. The man who wakes up tomorrow morning is not the same man who is listening to this now. The man listening is at a crossroads. The man who acts tomorrow has already chosen his path. He is a man of his word. He is a man who understands that true freedom is not the freedom to do what you want, but the freedom to do what you must. the freedom that comes only from absolute discipline. Write the affirmation phrase now to signal you have received this command. It is your contract with yourself. Victory at dawn. Write it now. Then go prepare your battlefield for tomorrow's first victory. Dismissed.